Hello everyone, welcome to Midnight Violets. This is actually my first ever video. I've had a blog for about a year now, so I'm quite into the beauty world and makeup, and I thought I'd just take the step into YouTube. So today I've got a tutorial for you. I'm going to be creating this look here, and yeah, I hope you enjoy it. So the first thing I'm going to do is prime my eye using the Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I'm just going to use a tiny amount on my ring finger, if it wants to come out. So running out a little bit. Just going to go all over the lid and up to the brow bone, and then with a little bit left of my finger I'm going to go underneath as well, just so that my liner stays on nicely. The first eyeshadow I'm going to use today is this from the Steeler Daydream palette, which is from Christmas, and the shade I'm going to use is number 14, so I've got it all stuck on the back so I'm reading it. It's number 14 and it's called Admire, and it is this one here. So if you can see that, I'm just going to use it on an e.l.f. blending brush. Just tap my brush in, and I'm going to go into the crease with it, quite lightly so it's buildable. I'm going to create a cut crease type effect, so I'm not going to blend it down onto the lid at all, because I want to keep that clear for the lovely glitter. So I'm going to start blending up a little bit now. The next shadow I'm going to use is from the Urban Decay Black palette, and it's called Black Dog, and it's just a really black. So I only need a really tiny amount, so I'm just going to tap my brush in there and tap it here so that I don't get too much onto my eyelid. And I'm just going to place it in this area here, so at the bottom of the cut crease, just to define it a little bit more. And use circular motions just to apply it nicely. Pat it along a little bit. And then I've got a clean one, so this is the exact same brush, just a clean one, just to help blend it a bit better without adding any extra product. There we go. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of that blue. Blending is one of those things, sometimes you just need to go back in with other colours just to get them to show up a little bit more. Then I've got this blue eyeshadow here, which is called Sydney Harbour at Night, and it's actually from a company called Venomous Cosmetics. And they're an indie company, so you have to find that one online, but it's a really pretty blue, if you can see. This is the sample size, which is why it's really small and cute. I'm just going to get a tiny amount of that and blend the crease out a little bit with it, just to give it that little slighter bit of bright blue into it. Not sure if my camera's actually picking it up, obviously it's my first video. So just have to see if it's showing up my blue and if I'm staying in frame. Sure, I'll get better though. So just to prepare the lid before I put the glitter on, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked palette, the original one. I'm just going to use Half Baked here, but any gold will do really, just so that you've got a base for the glitter. So if there is any gaps in it, then you won't have too much skin showing through. So as you can see, it's not a complete match for the gold. This one is a little bit orangier. The glitter that I'm actually going to be using is from NYX, and it's the Glitter Mania, and the shade is gold. These do come in 10 different colours, and they're amazing. That's all I'm going to say. I've got swatches of all the shades available on my blog, so if you're interested in that, I'll put a link down below and you can check out the swatches for all the different colours because they're really pretty. I've actually decanted some of it into this little tub, which comes with the Makeup Lock and Seal, which is this from e.l.f. And this is what I'm going to be using setting it onto my lid so that it doesn't fall out all over my face too much. So it comes in a bottle like this, and I'm just going to be using, if I can find it, this is the Urban Decay eyeshadow brush. This is the one that comes with the Naked palette. So you just need to pop a couple of drops on here, not too much, otherwise it will water down the glitter too much and you won't get too much of a coverage. And then pat it in here to pick up some glitter, and then just pat it onto the eye. Don't drag too much. And just pick up glitter as you need it. If you feel your brush is getting too dry, you can add more Lock and Seal. Doesn't matter if you've got the glitter on the brush, it will still mix in really nicely. So now that the glitter's set on my eyes, I'm just going to be lining my top lash line using this Barry M Wink black marker. I haven't had this for very long, so I haven't really formed an opinion on it too much yet. I think I prefer the Ico one, but that's discontinued and I don't want to use too many discontinued things for you here. So I'm just going to start off by creating a thinner line and then building up so it is actually a bit thicker. Now I'm choosing to use one of these ink type pens, as if you use a pencil it can mess around with the glitter, and after creating a pretty look, you don't want to mess up all your glitter. So that's why I'm using this. A gel could work as well, if you're careful. So it's going to make it a little bit thicker on the outer edge. That's that for the top lash line. For the bottom lash line, I'm going to be using this number 7 metallicized pencil in smoky blue. Now this actually is a discontinued colour, but they have a blue that is very, very similar in their permanent range, and as you can tell it's very short, so I like it a lot. I'm just going to put it onto the lower lash line, not onto the waterline, because I've got a black for that, to add a little bit more definition, because I've got very small eyes. I like to make them look their best. So I've just added that onto the bottom lash line. Now I'm going to get a smudger brush. This is again from e.l.f. This is actually something quite new. They haven't had this for very long. It's actually, if anything, smudges too much, so you have to be quite careful when using it, not to smudge your liner out too much. So I'm just going to go back in with that shade from Venomous Cosmetics, Sydney Harbour at Night, which is this blue. I've got my smudge brush here from Eco Tools. I'm just going to tap it into the shade and smudge it, as the brush might suggest, onto my lower lash line, just to make it slightly more blue. And then to line my waterline with, I've got this Topshop pencil. It's a Kajal pencil called Crushed Charcoal. Now it was limited edition last August, but I think they still have these around, so if you look out for it you might find it. But if not, any black liner that'll stay on your waterline. Not that this does actually stay that well. In fact, I'm not sure why I've grown so fond of it, because it's not the best. It's doing the job for here. There we go. Next one is again another Topshop product. This one I know is not available anymore, so I'm really sorry for using it, but I cannot find anything to replace it, which probably makes it even worse I'm using it. But if anyone knows of something like this, then please let me know, and everyone else down below, so that they can get it if they want to recreate this look. This is a shadow pencil, and it's kind of a muted, cool toned gold, quite champagne-y as well. And that's just what I'm going to be using on the inner corner to highlight with. So I'm going to take it down across the inner lash line, and then up towards the tear duct. And then just so it's not quite so stark, I'm just going to blend it a little bit with my finger. There we go, just like that. You probably could use the NYX Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil with Milk and put a paler gold shadow over the top, something like the one I'm about to show you for my brow bone. This is actually Marks & Spencer's makeup. It's a eye palette and it's called Safari. I'm going to be using this shade here, so this one. I'm just going to be using, not that brush, an Eco Tools shade brush, so it's actually a bit wider. I actually really like this for my brow bone. I know a lot of people like fluffy brushes, so if that's your thing, just use that. And then I'm just going to put it onto my brow bone. For mascara, I'm actually going to be using 2 mascaras, because I can't get what I want from one. This one's the new Peep Show one from 17, which is the one I'm going to use first. This adds some length and a little bit of volume. And then this is the Too Faced Lash Injection, which is stupendously waterproof and horrible to get off, but we still love it. So I'm just going to do this one first. I'll probably cut a bit of it out, because I do spend ages just applying mascara, so give it a little wiggle. And then this is the brush of the Too Faced one. So that's the eyelashes. So I've just hidden my fringe back at the back of my head now, just so that I can do the rest of the makeup on my face. I've already got foundation and powder and everything like that on, so I'm not going to go through that with you. Sorry, losing my blush. So I'm not going to go through that with you, but a list of everything I've used is on my blog, so check it out below. And there'll be better pictures on there of this makeup as well, because I've just had a look back at some of the filming as I've stopped, and the quality's not the best here, so I'm going to have to find somewhere else to record. So I'm using the e.l.f. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder. I'm just using the bronze shade here, and I actually think this is really great for fair toned people like me. So I'm just putting it up on the edges of my forehead here and making sure to blend it into my hairline, because if you were bronzed yourself, which I'm not, but you know, your tan wouldn't stop at your hairline, would it? It would sort of blend into it. And then I was taking it a little bit across the forehead too, trying not to mess with my hair too much. So I'm just going to use it to contour. I'm squeezing the brush like this so it's narrower. Just get a line down my face. Don't worry, I'm not going to leave it like that. And then one down the other side as well. And then I'm just going to buff it out. Ooh, and I've just hit pan. Sorry, I had to tell you guys that. Look. Exciting. I was thinking of doing a video on all the products I had hit pan on, because they're obviously things that I like and are worth sharing. So if you want that, thumbs up, give me a comment my blog, anything like that, just let me know. For the blush, I'm going to be using a Collection 2001, and the name's actually worn off on the lid, but it's their normal blush and the shade is Bashful. It looks like this. It's a beautiful, beautiful shade. It's one of those blushes that just gives you a natural glow. It did used to have really pretty flower patterns on it as well, but they died ages ago with the much use that it gets. And again, I'm just using an e.l.f. brush. I seem to be using all e.l.f. and Eco Tools brushes today. For the lips, I've chosen something that's quite natural so it doesn't mess with the eyes, because we don't want something too bold going on with blue and gold eyes with glitter and everything going on. So this is an e.l.f. mineral lipstick and the shade is in Rosy Raisin. It looks like that. I actually really like this lipstick, though probably don't wear it as much as I should. And then for the gloss over the top, I've got this. It's a double hit lip. It's by Look. Sorry about all the sticky stuff on it. It's, you know, when you get the security tags on in the shops and then you take them off and they leave all that horrible sticky residue. This has got a lipstick one end. Woo, crazy. Love it, by the way. And then in the other end I've got a gloss. I'm just going to be using the gloss today, and the shade is in Red Alert, even though it's not particularly red. Just going to apply it to the bottom lip. There we go, that's the finished look. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know though if there's anything you'd rather I was doing. If I'm too far away from the camera or talking too much or anything like that, then comment below, and hopefully you liked it. And yeah, I'll speak to you again next time. Bye!